Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and yeah, we're going to be talking about some movie news today. And no, this isn't going on 3 Buck Theater because this is more cultural than it is hard movie news. So if you still want that stuff, it's right there at the end of the video. Turn on your annotations to follow the link over. But that being said, Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is one of the world's biggest and best badass action stars. This is a dude who turned down being James Bond because he didn't want to do action. And then he did Taken, and then he became one of the biggest action stars in the world, right? And so he's got a new movie coming out. They're getting ready to start shooting it very soon in Canada. It's called Hard Powder. Not a huge fan of the name, but the storyline is pretty chill. So what it is Liam Neeson plays a snowplow driver whose son is killed by a drug kingpin. Then he decides to get revenge. Sounds like a typical Liam Neeson movie. You killed my son. Now I'll kill you. You took my daughter. Now I'll kill you. It's kind of what what he does, but he's good at it. And so in his efforts to break up this drug kingpin cartel, he ends up sparking a turf war with a First Nations boss, right? With the boss of this gang. And that's the whole point of this controversy, is the First Nations gang boss. Now, the actor playing this guy is an Indigenous actor of Canada named Tom Jackson. Tom is totally fucking cool with playing this character. He actually gave a lot of input into it. He very much likes the idea of kind of portraying it in that particular way and seeing that First Nation problems are being represented, probably alcoholism and impoverished areas and things like that. And being done in a way that's maybe not as exploitative as other people might have done in the past. But you see, even though an Indigenous actor playing a gang member is totally on board with playing this fucking role, apparently the Canadian government is actually against it. And that is where things get fucking weird. Now, the movie, being called Hard Powder and obviously dealing with snow and a snowplow driver, is going to take place out in the wilderness, right? Where there's going to be lots of snow. And the producers wanted to shoot the movie in and around Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada. And the thing is, Parks Canada denied them the permit based on the plot of the movie. And it wasn't that a snowplow driver's son was murdered by a drug kingpin. It was all about, like I said, the First Nations gang boss. They were like, hold on there, eh? We don't want Indigenous persons being represented in that fashion, you hoser. So take off, you knob. You're not shooting here. It's my best fucking Canadian. And I apologize. But that's essentially what they said. They don't like the idea of a First Nations gang boss in the movie. They don't want the Indigenous people of Canada to be portrayed in that way, which is really interesting. That the federal government of Canada, right? The people who, you know, they're instead of looking at like how much money is going to come in, that's going to be good for the region and good for taxes in the province of Alberta, they're very much going like, we don't really like the story, so we're not going to give you the permit. Now, they have every right to deny the permit. They do. They have every right to deny the permit. But Parks Canada is based more about protecting the ecology of the area, protecting the environment, than it is to determine what is or isn't considered creative or okay in terms of being creative. Right? Now, Tom Jackson, the actor, he's pissed off. He's pissed off because he wanted to play this role. He likes it. Like I said, certain things are being discussed. And a lot of the business owners in and around Banff are super fucking pissed because they rely on these kind of projects as a way to keep themselves afloat. So by Parks Canada saying, sorry, bro, sorry, you're using a character that is an Indigenous person here in Canada, we don't like it, you gotta go. You're not gonna get it. Well, this is taking money out of the local business. I don't think people realize that when like a big production like that comes to town, again, the concept of a rising tide raises all ships. Everywhere makes money. Everyone makes money. The business is there, right? When they were shooting The Revenant, one of the guys here was like, oh yeah, no, Leo DiCaprio would come down and straight up fucking have dinner in a pub, right? And everyone was like, oh my God, it's fucking Leo DiCaprio. And they were happy that it was Leo DiCaprio that was just chilling in a fucking city. And he got fucked by a bear in that movie. So it's like, I mean, it's the thing. The Revenant was okay because you had Indigenous people being slaughtered left and right in that movie, violently slaughtered. That was cool. But because Liam Neeson is going to spark a fucking turf war with drug bosses, and one of whom happens to be an Indigenous person, it's a problem. And that bothers me. The government should not interfere in those particular ways. They shouldn't, right? They shouldn't. This is a creative entity. This is a story that's being told, and they're trying to dictate what kind of stories can be told or with whom can be told. Last I checked, that's not the purview of the Parks Canada department. It's fucking horseshit. So the movie's still going to be filmed. They're just moving it away from Alberta. It's not going to be shot there. Probably going to move over to Vancouver, or maybe, is it Saskatchewan that's on the other side? No one ever talks about Saskatchewan. But I'm just saying, it's entirely ridiculous that the government of Canada feels so inclined to deny a permit from a production company that's going to be bringing lots of money to the region, want to show off the beautiful Banff, Alberta National Park area, right? And I've looked, the photos they show of Banff are pretty fucking amazing. The place looks gorgeous as shit, and I really want to go there someday because I love those kind of vistas. But this is ridiculous. That this is also Canada. Justin Trudeau's Canada, which is a phrase that I don't think I get to use very often, but this, I believe, is a direct reflection of Justin Trudeau's Canada. You know, and I get that coming from America. We now live in Trump's America, so the same kind of logic can maybe be applied in other ways. But still, that is what's going on. In Trudeau's Canada, a movie is being denied permits because a character is not what the Parks Department deems okay. You know, Canada, you're well known in the film industry as being a good place to go shoot because of your lower rates, your tax benefits. People are really accepting for film production there. You start pulling this shit, you're going to lose a gigantic part of your fucking local economy. And that is only going to hurt your citizens. So I urge you, even though you're never going to watch this goddamn thing, I urge you to absolutely, utterly reconsider, because it is not your place to determine creative works, how they're done, how they're presented, the story. That is not your job. And stop fucking acting like it is. But I do want to know your guys' thoughts out there. What do you think? Do you think that they're well within the right to do this? Do you think they're pretty stupid? Does this movie sound like something you'd want to see? It kind of does for me. So be sure to write down in the comments below if you haven't already. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back often for more content. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.